Oh, yeah, I am streaming. I just didn't stream beforehand because I didn't want to do so. Which nothing really much was missed. Anyways, how dare I? Yes. She didn't go and handle it. I mean, aside from just yelling at the guy. So yeah. Anyways, we have a special scene. Oh my god. Thanks, hon. I love you. So we've got a special scene happening. For those who may have remembered, there was a scene about 2-3 odd months now, I think, at this point. Between Nevakari's girl, Vivian, and Ariana's character, Alexei. Hello. Yes. What's up? I was talking to chat. Hello.
Yeah, gotcha. Alright. So, we're doing this scene, talking. Cynthia's got some stuff to explain.
Yup.
I do want to warn you, this might affect whether or not Cynthia's going to be playable during the Runewald arc, because Vivian's mad and she's had you under house arrest, right?
I would have figured so, yeah. Yeah, I figured she would have been, like, put somewhere. There is one scene that is pre-planned, though. I will tell you that, and that's pre-planned for when Eden comes back after the break. So that will be the session of the 8th. Hold on. That one was pre-planned. Hold on. That is for the 6th. Yeah. So when Eden returns on the 6th, there is a scene that was planned and that I had talked to with Lulu and set that up.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is, and that will be taking place directly before the candidate cast gets to Runewald. So canonically, it will take place before that. So regardless of what happens, yeah. Just so that you're aware on that end.
Alright, and about how long after Cynthia was sent to Runewald do you want to say this scene takes place?
Well, I guess the bigger question is, would it have been done, do we want to have it where the talk happens before Valdris's public announcement, or after Valdris's public announcement? Because I'm fine for it either way.
I'm fine for it either way, too.
Okay.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, this is really just going to depend on... Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Still not feeling the best.
You're fine.
This is going to depend on whether or not Cynthia has... Whether or not she's stewing on it, or if she wants to explain things to Vivian, because Vivian will have asked.
Oh, yeah. So we can say that... We can simply say for this one, I think what we can do is we'll do it before the address. Valdris's address. I think that'll be the best one. Because depending on how much time she was with the escort back to Runewald before probably released to Vivian's custody, I would say probably a couple days. I would say in that rough time frame. Which means by the time that she was released, you had that talk with Alexei. So this would have been following that, which would explain why she's fucking angry.
Yep.
Okay, so I would say probably no more than a day or two after you had that talk with Alexei. That would be how I would say that.
Before the big announcement that went out, got everybody in a tizzy.
Yup. Okay. So I would say let's do this up at the bar, if that works with you.
No, actually, I've got just the place.
All right, we're going.
Come
on. I'm following.
Alright.
Man, I haven't been in this map in a long ass time. Ah, this was the second idea.
Yep.
Yeah, alright.
I thought about the bar too.
Fair enough. Alright.
Yeah, okay, they got it. Oh, nope, they did see us. Hold on.
Oh boy, chat. Oh boy. Also, following this and after and I will hard mute after we're done with this scene because there are some things that I will explain to you that are in what will technically quote unquote happen, at least partially regarding the Alexei thing. Just so that you have that on your side of things. Alright, I'm ready whenever.
Go on.
I guess the better question is to start this off, how much have you heard? Or what were you told?
No, you're gonna tell me everything.
Fair enough. As you are aware, Alexei sent me out on assignment to Reinhold, specifically to work under Valdris as a researcher, with the intent of obtaining information in regards to how much Valdris and the rest of his staff and the new batch of candidates had obtained in regards to anything pertaining to what we found here, the shrines specifically. That was the primary assignment. During which, as you are aware, you came to visit, and I ran into you. We ran into our wonderful friends, the Carbillos. Now, additionally, we made that agreement with them to find that individual in a trade for them finding one of ours. Following that, nothing major of note occurred aside from the day and night that the expedition to Vanderhall was announced and planned for. I had been talking with Simon, who is also, as you were aware, one of the researchers here in Runewald, who had been who left and is now over working under Valdris himself. Simon and I had concerns as to what potentially the underlying goal for this expedition was. There was rumors floating about that there was the potentiality that another shrine was there. Given that Simon was selected to go on this mission, I instructed him and requested of him to collect notes, information, as he is wont to do, and pass it along, so that both myself and Alexei could be aware of what was found. We also had a sinking suspicion that there was the potentiality that Valdris may, in fact, share with the rest of the student body and perhaps other members of his staff that weren't aware of the true nature of why they may be going there, as well as what the shrines were. I had come to find out that a small group of the candidates had actually learned of the shrines because someone had managed to steal Simon's notebook and found his notes in it. Hence why some of the student body found out about the shrines. When the night before the candidates and staff left to go to Vanderhall, they had a briefing. I was not present for it, though I caught Simon as he was leaving. I asked him if Valdres had done what we thought he might have done. Simon said yes. The entirety of the school body now knew of the shrines, the project of Regenesis, and whatever else information Valdres decided to share with them. A concerning note to say the least, given that information could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Following that, as the candidates were making their way over to leave and depart on the train station out of Reinhold, I got called aside by our dear friend Gregory. He asked to speak with me. And I will note this going for this entirety of this conversation that I had with him. Everything that we were talking about was talked about in the quietest tones possible. In hindsight, yes, this conversation should have been done elsewhere. But I didn't know what he was wanting until he started talking. The conversation opened up with he wanted to know if the two of us had access to proto-arms. Something that he wanted to get a hold of. Something I had no intention of ever fulfilling, nor agreeing to this. I know how dangerous those damn things are. He wanted to see if we could provide him with whatever we had. Now granted, I'm trying to stay on his good side in the fact that I don't want a bullet in the back of my head. I simply told him I could see what might be possible, but I had no intention of even getting in touch with you because the answer was going to be no. We don't carry those here. In fact, we work to get rid of them. Proto-arms are exceedingly dangerous, as you and I are both well aware. When I asked why he wanted such things, he said that he had a suspicion that certain groups might start taking action now that the expedition to Vanderhall was taking place. He wanted to have precautions in place, backup plans, which I can understand, though I have no intention of ever helping him. Of course, I did not say that directly to his face. I planned to tell him that the following morning. He also made mention of the fact that there were other plans set, seemingly global-based plans. Now, I don't know exactly what they were, and I tried vaguely to fish the information out of him, with not too much success. I wanted to know and see if he understood anything in regards to the shrines, though I did not outright state anything of the shrines. He made no mention of the sort. He just simply said that there were plans that were important and major that were in play, no other information. The only following comment I made afterwards was that, given the expedition, I was curious to see what would be found and brought back. He too was curious because he worried that, depending on what could have been found, he worried that certain members of the underground might in fact get a hand on a surplus of cores. At least, if cores were found and obtained on the expedition. To which he said that would be more problematic than anything because the underground would have gotten their hands on them, something he said that both our sides would not want, which is true. That was, for the most part, the main points of that conversation. I told him that I would see what I could do in regards to his request, though as I said, I had no intention of agreeing to that. That is not the first time I've had someone come up to me and ask me about stealing cores, smuggling cores for proto-arms. I have no intention of doing that, and you and I both know that. I would hope so, at least. Not to mention we have our contact here who has been feeding us information as to when things pop up on that subject, and we take care of it. Now, as I will state this once again, we were talking in the quietest tones possible. The following morning, I had the military at my door, demanding I go with them. Confused, I questioned why. They didn't answer anything, and I was brought before an interrogation room, so to speak. They asked me one pointed question, and it was in regards to proto-arms. I denied the fact that I even had anything to do with that, nor would I was even planning to do anything. They refused to believe me, saying that they had information that dictated otherwise. An eyewitness, or an ear witness account, so to speak. I don't know who it was, but it was enough of evidence on their side that they said that I was going to be sent back here, and that I was forever banned from Reinhold. And I will simply say this, I have no idea who it was that was listening in, because if someone was actually in fact listening in, they would have had to have been within the at least 2 to 5 feet proximity to both myself and Gregory, for how quiet we were talking. And there was no one around us. Not even shadows cast from the lights. So I don't know who did listen in. But whoever was did not get the full context or the full story. And they refused to even listen to me and to want to ask for an explanation. I don't know if I was set up by Gregory. Hells, I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. It's quite possible he got off scot-free. And I just got thrown under the bus.
Is this everything that happened?
To the best of my recollection, yes. Unless you have something that I have purposely missed.
No. When I got here, that you didn't leave out a single detail of everything that happened back in Reinhold.
The only thing of other...
Any scraps you got into, any arguments you had.
I had no scraps nor arguments. I had decent talks with certain Carbillos. The only other thing of potential note was that... Do you remember Boots? You know how she was there during the festival? She stayed behind when she shouldn't have for a day. She was caught running around the city. She started playing games with the military folk of hide and seek and such, as one young one would want to do. I managed to catch her and told her to stay by me, because I didn't want anything happening to her. I was looking out for her for much of the day. Now, there were a few other individuals who also looked out for her when I was busy with certain things, such as if I was having a conversation with someone, or she wanted to go and play with one of the other city wardens. That night, she had befriended one of the Carbillos. What's his name? Cassie. She wanted to hang out with him. And he offered to watch over her for the night. So, I agreed. The only thing of note was that I apparently got reprimanded by the guard because Boots had decided that she wanted to take up sleep inside the Carbillo's bar, even though Cassie was the one who said he would watch over her and make sure nothing happened to her. But because of the fact that I was apparently the one I was in custody over, they hit me with a wonderful little fine. But of course, he got off with nothing. That is the only other thing, as far as I can aware, of major note since you left that I got into. At least that I can recall.
Invia. Since when did we ever trust a fucking Carbillo?
We don't. But I'm in his territory.
Since when did we have conversations alone with a Carbillo?
I am also the one inside of his territory.
Since when did we entrust our children to men in bars?
Things of that.
It'd be one thing if this was somebody we knew. But this was a Carbillo. Of all things. Why?
Because I'm in their territory, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't get a bullet in my fucking head.
Why would you give them shit? Why would you give them shit on you? This isn't smart like you.
No, it doesn't. And I'll admit that I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I won't hide that fact.
So, why didn't you tell me in those God-forsaken letters that you even met Boots? I had to find out in a report that she was sent home after a night alone in a bar. Invia, you sent me a letter after, and you mentioned nothing. Out of everything, I would have thought that maybe this would have mattered to you. I know, it's fucking... Out of everything, she's one of ours.
Yes. was more so I didn't want... Perhaps it was foolish on my part, and probably is foolish on my part. Undue worry. But again, I know I fucked up.
So now what, Inv?
I don't know. But more than likely... I've sent a request to speak with Director Alexei. He has agreed when his schedule allows. Which could be a few days, could be a week. But until then, I'll stay out of sight. I'm not going anywhere. It's not like I technically can.
I want to trust you, Inv. I really do.
Out of all the years that we've been together, have I ever given you a doubt to distrust me? Until now.
To make sure something like this doesn't happen again, make sure you got one of our guys with you. At all times. Going to the grocery store, going clubbing. Just make sure you got a guy with you.
If anything, just to play this on the safer side. Unless I absolutely need to leave, I'll stay here. I'll stay out of sight.
Good.
I know I deserve the hate and the anger.
Just try to remember who we're doing this for.
I haven't forgotten. I may have misstepped. But I know what the end goal is for us. That hasn't changed. And I still know what exactly needs to be done for that.
Just make sure this never happens again. Because I can't. I can't guarantee what will happen.
I know. And I will do my damnedest to make sure it doesn't. And I'm sorry for what it's worth to
I'm
you.
sorry, Inv, I really am. But don't make don't make fucking excuses.
I won't then. But I can at least say that I am sorry. That is all I can offer.
get the fuck out.
As you wish.
That went a lot better for Cynthia than I expected.
What did you expect was gonna happen? Like, were you gonna just pull the fucking gun and shoot her?
No, I mean, worst case scenario, you're going to be like full on house arrest. Like, you're going to have people guarding your door, making sure you don't go out. You have people monitoring your mail, everything. The works.
No, I figured as much. And to be honest, I still expected her, like, she would still be heavily monitored regardless of the matter anyways.
Yeah, that's why she said to always have a guy with you. It's
Yeah,
for your
no.
protection and to make sure you don't fuck up.
Fucking hell. No, I could feel my fucking ears burning as, like, when you pulled her up to the desk, my ears were fucking burning with embarrassment. I was just like, oh, fuck. Because I feel emotions very easily. So it's like, I'm
Yeah.
you know, I am feeling that as
It gets
her.
intense for you, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's, you know, that's the joy of being a method actor and having an exceedingly high level of empathy. So I'm going to hard mute because I want to discuss things with you. So my chat, sorry.
Oh dear, if that's the case, then I should mute my stream too.
Yes, please. Sorry, chat. I need to talk with her for a couple things. So I will be back in a bit.
Back in a minute.
Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was a fucking tense as fuck scene. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
There was a part of me that literally expected her to pull the fucking gun and shoot her. I am not even joking. I had that in the back of my mind that Viv would have just been like, you know what? I'm sorry, sis. You fucked up way too much.
Dude.
I expected it.
I was tracking how angry she was with the finger tapping.
I noticed. I caught how you were doing that, and then I caught your expressions changing every single time. So I knew, because like I knew when you were calmed down, and I noticed when you spiked it back up. I caught that.
Yep.
Yeah, and Invia is just like, you know, just calmly just explaining things, you know, and just like the one you guys like, is that everything? I'm like, oh fuck, you're gonna make me pull the boots card out, and I was like, I gotta say the card, otherwise I'm gonna get fucked regardless. I was like, yeah. And I was like, and when you're like, are you sure? And I was like, fuck, okay, no, I have to say the boots card now.
She was giving you so many chances, man. If you didn't pick up on that,
yes,
she was gonna ream you.
No, so that's why, because she was like, because it was more so like to the like what she was trying to like when you asked her the first time when she's like, that was the major notes. Because to her, the boots thing wasn't a major note; it was a minor note.
Yep.
Yep. And then when you said it again, I'm like, it was that everything. Then she's just like, okay. And she was kind of like jogging her memory too. I was like, you know, was that the major things that happened? And it's like,
yeah, because so when stuff did happen for her.
Oh fucking hell yeah, it did. Yeah. And then when you said it the second time, she's like, okay, no, now I remember there was one other incident, which was the boots thing. Which, that really did feel kind of just like, that really did feel like it was unwarranted that one even happened, but whatever. Maybe that's just me looking at the situation as a whole, but, because as far as I was aware,
at the end of the day,
she was taken care of by him, so, yeah.
At the end of the day, what ultimately ended up happening is you were entrusted with the kid by as far as I'm aware, by her guardian at the time, and then you let a barman take care of her.
The guardian at so there was no guardian at the time, as far as I was aware. At least I can recall, because that was a ways back.
Wasn't there like? Yeah, what was it, like a military fork or something? Because I don't know how, but
released Boots into Cynthia's custody. That's how that went.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that was a while back, so that one's hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
then,
if she was
then
put into custody, you left her with a barman.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that was just something that kind of came out of left field for me of like getting bonked from, just like, okay, you know, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, that kind of came out of left field for me, but it's like, okay, I'll run with it. Yeah.
This is just one of those things where it's like you either got a RP that you take the kid back to a hotel room, or you just don't know her.
Yeah, and you know, she wanted to see if he could prove her wrong. Well, he proved her wrong. And yes, it is her that fucked up, but it's like at the end of the day too, she kind of did put that misguided faith into Cassie, and it backfired spectacularly on her. And so she's just like, she was just like, she was pissed. She never confronted him about it. She was fucking pissed.
Here's the worst part is that Vivian wouldn't have been as upset as she was today if it wasn't for the fact that Cynthia did that and didn't tell Vivian about it herself.
You know, and the funny thing is I think when I was actually writing the damn letter thing, when I was DMing you that time too, in regards to the flower thing, I think I actually was meaning to put that in there, and it completely slipped my mind when I was writing it to you. And that's the worst part.
I especially recall this from the DM about it. You told me that she purposefully left
Was it?
out of the letter.
Okay, then never mind then.
Yes.
Okay, like I said, this was a
Yep.
while back ago, and I have like 17
Yeah, it
characters
was.
to
It was
keep
a
my
while
mindset
ago.
around.
Yeah.
It's like, I have way too many characters.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
that's just details that
This
just
is why
slip.
I'm limiting myself on the RPs I'm in, man.
I did do it.
I don't have
Okay.
enough energy.
Okay. Well, there goes my chat. And like my chat's confirming that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. So she did do it on purpose. Then. Okay. I just didn't
Yep.
remember.
Yep.
Because and it was, to be fair to her, in her eyes, it was a minor thing. Yes, to
Yeah.
Vivian, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
She wouldn't think
Yeah.
that she wouldn't think that it would be as big as it is, but for Vivian,
Oh, yeah.
this is indicative of a much larger issue.
Yeah. And no, yeah, because yeah, no, at the end of the day, it was, it was that.
Yeah.
Because that was
That's
her
the
reasoning,
biggest
was she
thing.
didn't want to make
Yeah.
Vivian be like worried the fuck. That was the main thing. Like in her mindset at the time,
Yeah.
that was her reasoning. Was it a bad reasoning? Yup. But yeah, it is what it is
If
at this
it wasn't
point.
for the boots thing, Vivian would have assumed that you were entirely set up, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Invia does still believe she was set up on both accounts at this point. So,
yeah.
so
Vivian's like, you did such a dumb.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
no.
what Vivian believes. She's like,
No.
Cynthia.
No, and even she knows that she fucked up. She openly admitted that she fucked up.
Yep, she did, and
yeah.
that's actually went a long way to calming Vivian's anger.
Yeah, and she was just like, I will admit, and she's not like, her as a character is like, to her sister, she will admit it. She's not afraid to admit it to
Yeah.
her. It's like if Vivian was in no way like as close as a family bond as
Yeah.
then she would have absolutely said, she would probably never would have said that. And if she did, she probably would have been dead on the spot. But because it is Vivian, she's like, no, I will admit my faults. I fucked up. I know
Yep.
I fucked up.
Dude,
And I can't do
saving
anything
grace
more.
Here has to be their close relationship going into this.
It was, yes. I think that is the only saving grace that she has for this. Because, the two of them have been together since they were, 8? I think, if memory serves me correctly, 7 or 8.
Little. I
Very-
don't remember.
it was
I
like-
don't
it
remember
wa-
the exact terms. But
It
they
was
were
like 6. It was like between 5 and 8. I think is like roughly around that time frame.
something like that.
And they are mid-20s each. So yeah, no, they've been together for a long ass time. And she's like,
Bluffing their way through crime.
yeah, and and even she she even said that too. It's just like, with how long,
Yeah.
and she even asked you too. It's like, with how long that we have known each other, have I ever given you a reason to doubt me?
Yep.
That was the one thing, because it is true. She hasn't until
Yeah.
that instance,
Until now.
and depending, and that was the thing that like she was kind of hoping Vivian would realize is like, no, I haven't given you, she hasn't given me that reason to doubt her until now, even though yes, it was and she's like, yes, it was a major fuck up, but I have
Yeah.
never given you that doubt,
This is
that
gonna make
reason to
things
doubt me.
all the spicier
Mm-hmm.
if the Carbillos and the princesses. Well, they're gonna have another meeting most likely because we have that deal with them with the
Yes,
prisoner exchange,
because
basically.
I want to see if that happens because of the one story point we talked about. Because I still want to see that potentially come to
Yeah.
fruition, but I don't know how that's going to work now because of everything that happened. But it
Yeah.
makes that entire conversation all the more spicier because this has technically happened now. And
Yep.
we kind of know
It's
that...
canon.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of know that certain someones are coming. At least out of character we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When they finally get the news of what Voldris' public address, they're just gonna be like, "What the actual fuck?" Because Invia is going to be fucking pissed. She is going to be fucking pissed. And I believe, yeah, and then because that will be, and then after that, that's when the talk with Alexei will happen, which is the literally hours before the candidates arrive. So.
Ah, gotcha. So it'll be like a little last minute thing before session.
Yes. So, quite literally,
Gotcha.
the meeting is happening right before the candidates arrive, and then as soon as that meeting's done and whenever session technically quote unquote starts, yeah, no, that meeting is basically wrapping up. Is basically ended at that point.
Gotcha.
Yup.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to end my stream.
I'm gonna keep going because I'm probably gonna hop back over to the other lobby I was at and continue doing shit. So I'm gonna.
Gotcha. I hope you have fun. And thank you for the
Oh
scene.
God. I mean, I am glad we finally got this one done because it was a scene that I really did want to do. It's just at the time when it was proposed, I was just not in the headspace for it. But I'm glad too that we actually finally got to have that talk because it had to happen. That talk, this talk had to happen at some level.
Absolutely. Like, otherwise, it would have been really hard to clarify what happened.
Oh yeah, no, and because like when we were talking in DMs, it's just like, you know, how like when you were asking me the question, I was just like, I can't answer this in text. It has to be done in a scene. And I was like, and then I was just, and then I'm realizing like, I know I turned you down the prior, but it's like I'm ready to do it now. You know, I can sit down and do this and give it the justice it deserves.
I'm just really glad
we
we were able to do this before Broomworld started. Whew.
Oh yeah, same. You know, imagine if you had this.
Alright. Yeah.
Anyways.
Hold on, let me...
So. Yeah.
I have my... Oh, there it is.
I love this thing. This thing is so much fun.
Alright.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say goodbye to my chat. Again, thank you so much for coming. It was fun.
It was
nice
fun.
tense scene.
Very much so. Where the fuck is my...
And Morph,
Where the fuck is the
Skull?
graph for
Is
this?
Skull still here? Thank you so much for coming and looking this over.
No problem.
There it is. Alrighty. Thank you for allowing us to have the scene. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going back and changing mindsets once again. I enjoyed that. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. That was fun. So I will see you later. And yeah, I guess the next thing that you and I are probably going to be involved in is the crossover. So, and I am very much excited for that because it's going to be chaos, and I know I'm going to get a lot of clips out of this.
I feel it's gonna be really funny.
Yeah, I hope we get to see the list soon. So that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, let's hope. Alright.
Alright. See you all later.
Everybody who's watching, thank you guys all for coming. I hope you enjoyed watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
See you guys later.
There we go. Chat's out of my hands now. Have fun.
Actually, is there anything you need to poke me on before I go, Neva? Or, nah.
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta get this off and get back to resting.
Go for it. Take care. See ya, Morph.
Later.
Oh, fuck. God, that scene was... That was a thing. Fucking Christ. Good shit, though, like, but